I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get this
the best player they have left.
It reminds me of bowl season, honestly. It's like such a circus.
That's exactly what it was.
What we're talking about is how apparently, I didn't know this, but apparently I'm sure most of you in the comments are aware of it. A lot of the bets from the Crown College Basketball Tournament were voided because they didn't get the proper regulations in certain states, so they weren't even legally allowed to take the action and therefore had to void the bets, even the ones that won. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like you said, though. It's like the fact that the books took that action is like even it's just
were they really taking the action? Like, yeah, we'll get the T's crossed and the I's dotted before the game ends.
It has to be or something, or they just thought everything was squared away, but it was not. Like I don't know if it's Fox to blame or if the states didn't get the proper paperwork or whatever the hell. I don't know. However it works, but yeah, it's a huge clusterfuck.
Helms is saying they didn't void the losses.
Yeah, that's what I've heard from multiple people.
There's no way that's allowed.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're going to have to figure this out. There's no way because
you have to either void the losses or pay out the win. You can't only void the wins. That's freaking crazy.
That would be bullshit.
Wow, that's messed up. You know what?
Some tomfoolery going on with it. I'm done with the Crown.
I actually have a good solution for it. Don't bet that dumbass tournament.
It's like Players Era tournament light. Like it's what it is. Like there's a money prize. Same with the Players Era that happened. November, December, something like that too. So I mean, I don't know. Especially when there's money involved for these teams too. Like to win, it gets to be touchy.
So yeah, we're about to talk Tuesday action here. I do have the Crown graphics loaded up if you want to breeze through them at the end, but I don't care if you want to pass.
I'll be honest, I didn't even look at it.
Yeah, then we'll skip it at the end. As far as Monday night, look, I don't want to flex on everybody, but I swept the board. Didn't lose a single bet. Obviously, I'm saying that tongue-in-cheek. I placed one bet, and it hit. It was Angel. The only bet I placed tonight was Angels' money line, which was sweet. Trevor was so confident on the Cardinals, too. It's hilarious.
That was such bullshit. They got those runs because of walks. All their walks came in. They had like 4 hits to 10, and they won because of the damn walks.
It's called plate discipline. Maybe you should read a book about it.
Get out of here.
So
garbage. Fucking. What was Donovan doing throwing home when he had a double play ball? Like, what a freaking bozo.
Maybe stop betting a shitty team like the Cardinals.
Dude, they're 3-1. 4-1, whatever.
Why don't we?
I'm still up on the Cardinals.
Why don't we get started with Tuesday's stuff, and we'll start with those red hot Grimace bats. Pete Alonso, the polar bear, showing the Mets that he earned the contract, that he wants to be a part of this team. Grand slam tonight. It's Big Sandy on the mound pitching against the Mets. Sandy Alcantara at plus 135 certainly is alluring, but I still think you got to go Mets here. I don't really know what to expect from Kodai Senga, to be honest. Maybe Toast could tell us a little bit about where he's at, because I feel like trying to guess what kind of production we're going to see from Kodai Senga, at least early in the season, is a bit of a throwing darts in the dark. We know how good he's capable of being. But also, let's not act like we haven't seen some really bad stints from Kodai Senga on the Mets. So don't really know what to expect there, but I feel like minus 160 is kind of affordable. So it would only be Mets minus 1.5, something to that effect. Toast?
He was fine I don't really pay attention to spring training personally, but he did pitch, I think, 9 or 10 innings, looked pretty decent in those. In his last 7 starts last year, I mean, he was pretty damn good. Yes, he did have some dips in the year. There's no question about that, but he seemed to figure it out at the end of the year. There's no question about that. My issue, and I think everybody knows that I love Sandy Alcantara, but if you do know Sandy like I know Sandy, you know that the Mets are not his friend in any way, shape, or form. So I think over the last 5 or 6 starts that he's faced against them, he's had one really good start. That was on the road in Citi Field like 3 or 4 years ago. But besides that, he's had a lot of trouble with this Mets team and this Mets lineup. So as much as I would love to come on here and back my boy Sandy and the Fish, there's just no way I could do it. So it would be Mets -1.5 or pass for me.
The as far as the comments, I mean, we're talking 71%, 22% in favor of the Mets. So, I mean, as expected, the Mets are going to be the heavy public side here. Trev, any reason to take a stab on the Fish here?
Absolutely not. Toe said it. Sandy sucks against the Mets. They kind of have his number. They're 35-159. They got 10 doubles, 2 triples, 5 homers, sub 18% strikeout rate, and a 9% walk rate. So they get on base. They don't strike out. They make contact. And the last 5 games against the Mets at home, Sandy's allowed 3, 4, 4, 1, and 4 in that period. So I took the Mets over 4.5. I think their bats are hot. Plus money for over 4.5 when Sandy's given this up. 3 of the last 5 home games. I know that's a couple years back, but he didn't look good last game either. And I'm just going to back the Mets bats. They look pretty good today, and I think that could continue against Sandy. I think people are going to see Sandy, but he doesn't look the same right now. So I'll take the Mets team total.
Yeah, I haven't bet a team total yet this year. Well, I've only placed like 5 MLB bets on the season. I haven't bet a team total yet because OddsShopper needs to get their team total page up. I don't know how to line shop team totals without that page. It's the only site that offers that. So
Action does. That's what I use.
they have team total shoppers?
Yeah,
I don't know what a shopper. I've never used an odd shopper in my life.
No, like
but
a
I know
shopper,
that-
like a line comparison tool.
yeah. You can select all the books, and then when you click on it, it'll give you the.
I didn't
option.
know they had team totals on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like all the way to the left or the right.
Yeah, it's like props and then slide over.
I'll have to check it out. Texas.
Shout out the guy who's saying I cost him money on the Cardinals bet. Like I put a gun to his head to press bet. Sorry about that.
Did you not?
No,
Trev,
we
why
won't know.
Trev, why did you do that to Jimmy?
Why don't you just take responsibility?
I wanted somebody to ride with me, and Jimmy was on the fence, so I said, "You better do it. You better do it."
You better
have-
submit bet, Jimmy.
Why I oughta.
This is why I love this show, because I got Tony the Tiger giving me some love in the comments about my
No,
Cubs play, and I
no,
didn't even-
Toast. That's that's Tony the Tiger Hunter.
Sorry, excuse me. I apologize. That's my bad.
There's some
But
respect.
the Tiger Hunter was giving me Cubs love, and I didn't even bet the Cubs. I should have. I'm an idiot, but yeah.
Carson Spears getting a home
Whoa,
start.
whoa. We're just gonna glass over Brady Singer's 7 shutout innings after you guys just took an absolute tag team to me earlier today. We're just gonna gloss over that.
I mean, he's gonna have a bad season, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Blind squirrels find acorns from time to time.
This is true.
So, Orlando down to 3.5. I want some CLV on that one. Carson Spears getting the home start at Great American. Nate Eovaldi, I like backing him in Texas. He was really good at home in Arlington last year. Don't trust him quite as much on the road, certainly not in a ballpark like Great American. I think this might be a sneaky spot to go right back to it with the Reds. Plus 120. The team scored 15 runs today. What was it, 14, 15? And if you remember, in years past, this Reds lineup, when they get hot, they hit. It's not like, 14 runs and then they won't score. If the Reds get hot, they'll hit for 2 weeks straight, and they'll be the hottest lineup in baseball, and then they'll go ice cold again. They're an extremely streaky lineup, and if they're getting hot, I mean, I think they could get to Eovaldi. And straight up, if you think the Reds can get to Eovaldi, on what planet is this number plus 120? So I think the move would be to take the Reds here at home. I'm sure they saved all the bullpen arms, right, Toast?
Yeah, I think the better move is just to isolate the Reds bats and not have to worry about that bullpen and Carson Spears. So Reds team total over 3.5, -130, -125.
Is that
depending on where
3.5?
you- Yeah.
Why?
Not only, I just think that not that. Let me see. Hold on, really quick. I just want to make sure that I didn't miss something with the weather because it should be just fine. It's still. I mean, the winds are blowing in at like 5 miles an hour supposedly, as far as right now is concerned. But you got a Valdi who Really kind of essentially, I don't want to say dominant, but pretty damn good against righty bats, kind of more or less league average or a little bit less than league average versus lefty bats. And that's where I wanted to play the first 5 team total, but it's super juiced at 1.5. But the 4 of the first 5 hitters on this Cincinnati team are all going to be lefties. So Friedel, De La Cruz, Gavin Lux, Candelario, and then Jake Fraley at the bottom as well. So there's going to be lots of opportunities, I feel, for this Reds lineup to get to Mr. Evaldi himself. And as Kyle mentioned as well, a much better pitcher at home, especially last year on the road. Strikeout to walk ratio like over 5 at home, less than 3 on the road. Essentially just a completely different pitcher at home. It's like the ERA was much worse. Everything was obviously worse. So again, I don't know why this number's 3.5. I kind of had that same reaction as you, Kyle, when I first saw it, but at the same time, I wasn't going to overthink it. So, Reds team total over 3.5 for me.
I'm thinking it might just be Eovaldi, and we're new to the season. Are the home away splits going to translate and carry over into this season? Do people remember that? Because, baseball heads remember that Eovaldi was very vulnerable on the road last year. Maybe the casual bettor isn't remembering that. Not sure. Trev, what are your thoughts?
I kind of got something that everybody's going to hate. Kind of like the under. I'm not going to bet it. I'm not going to hop in front of this train, but Eovaldi, he's got decent numbers, pretty good numbers versus the Reds here. Against the Reds, and the Rangers. I've never seen Spears. I know Spears isn't great. He had a decent looking spring training, but like Toe said, that doesn't really matter. I just don't really trust the Rangers bats to really do a whole lot. It's going to be chilly, winds in. I know it's only 5 miles an hour. It doesn't really matter, but Reds team totals 3.5. Like that's weird too. Like I'll pick the under, but I'm not betting it. Like something's just telling me this is going to be like a 5-2 game, 5-3 game, something like that. But I do not want to hop on an under, but just like gut feeling on this one. Taking the under here.
Yeah, I can tell you I'm probably not betting this game either. This next one, I did
make that bet, just so everybody knows. I've already bet that.
You took the team total over?
Yeah, I've already bet it.
This next one, though, I might be inclined to place a bet on. Look, I get it. It's Corbin Burns pitching against Will Warren, but, man, starting pitchers always seem to be a little bit overpriced. I mean, people see the starting pitcher, and it determines their entire opinion about the game. But, I mean, how many innings are we expecting Corbin Burns to pitch in Yankee Stadium here? Those bats are red hot.
Are they? Or are they just
Brewers.
hot because they played the Brewers, who just gave up 11 runs to the Royals?
Are we just saying the entire... Okay, hold on.
On Euchre Day.
Are we just saying the entire Brewers pitching staff sucks?
Dog shit.
Yes.
Oh, my God, dude. We're 5 days into this.
Woodruff hasn't pitched, though.
So we're trying to take credit away from the Yankees lineup right now. That's what we're doing?
I'm taking away from your point that Corbin Burns could possibly struggle here. That's what I'm trying to do.
You don't even like Corbin Burns, dude.
Exactly. That's my point.
So you think he's going to deal?
I do. Arizona. I've made 2 bets today already. That Reds team total and Arizona first 5 on the money line -120. Yes, the Yankees are extremely hot. And to be dead honest with you, I actually think that Will Warren can be a stud in this league. He's kind of a funky, again, but right now.
Did you just call him funky?
Yeah, he's kind of funky, but I like him. Here's my thing. Is that you have a Will Warren that, again, nothing too crazy as far. I mean, this guy's only been in the league has had a cup of tea in this league. I mean, I think he's only thrown, I don't even know how many innings total he's thrown. But one thing is that he's a little bit worse against lefties, and we know that with Arizona that they're going to have a whole bunch of lefties in that lineup: Carroll, Marte, Naylor, Pavin Smith, Alec Thomas, Perdomo. I mean, you're only going to have probably 3 right-handed bats in the lineup tomorrow. So again, advantage Arizona for sure. And then you have Corbin Burns, who not only has been really, really good. I'm not a Corbin Burns guy. I've been saying that. I don't think he's that great, but every time that I was at the game that he went and pitched at Yankee Stadium, I went with Shipley, and he absolutely shoved in that game. Last time he was there, he went 5 innings, only gave up 2 hits, 1 run, struck out 9. He's faced this Yankees team 3 times in the last 2 years, and every single time he's pitched magnificent against them. So I know that everybody's in love with the torpedo bats and all that stuff, but Arizona's a pretty damn good baseball team, and they have a significant starting pitching advantage with a pitcher that's been there and done that in Yankee Stadium before. 120 is just too cheap for me. I'm sorry.
I think that's a bad bet.
You said that about DeGrom too. Is the easiest cash of my day.
Sometimes
beating on the
Easy.
goat.
There was a little bit of sweat in there.
sometimes bad bets
He didn't
cash.
score a run.
I think
Fine,
I think the Yankees are going to get to Corbin Burns, but I mean, if you wanted to put some stock in Arizona getting to Will Warren, that's something I could co-sign. But man, Corbin Burns isn't even good. What do you think? What do you think, Trevor?
I agree.
I played Arizona money line. Yankees are 21 of 100 versus him, 3 doubles and 3 homers, a 32% strikeout rate and a sub 6% walk rate. You take Goldschmidt out of that lineup, they're 11 of 69. Nice versus Corbin here. And the D-backs haven't seen Warren, but in spring training, Warren didn't look great. And then Warren last year in New York, he allowed 3, 4, 5, and 8 against Pittsburgh, St. Louis, Colorado, and the friggin' Angels. No, thank you. I'll take Arizona. I think Corbin deals. The Diamondbacks bullpen look pretty good. They even have their xFIP is sitting at 207, also best in the majors right now too. So, it is the Yankees. I'll give you that with their cheating little ass bats. Trying to do everything they can to get wins here in that Mickey Mouse ballpark. But I like Arizona's bats to score more runs, and get this done with the better pitcher on the bump.
One last point about Corbin Burns against this Yankees lineup. Another reason that I really love them last year, absolutely dominant against left-handed bats, 59 OPS plus. Yankees left-handed bats: Wells, Bellinger, Chisholm, Jason Dominguez, Ben Rice, Cabrera. I guess Cabrera's a switch, so maybe he'll go right, but who cares? Point is, advantage Corbin Burns.
I think
the Braves are on the board.
Crazy.
Top of the 8th, they finally got a run.
Hey, good job, Atlanta.
It would be
3 games.
It would be the Yankees here. Obviously, bats are red hot. Corbin Burns is overpriced.
Yeah,
Yankees at even money, basically.
Should be free.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's the other way around. Corbin Burns is the one that's overpriced here.
No.
Everybody's going to bet the Yankees. Everybody remembers what
Oh my God!
We're polling Arizona
because there's a bunch of shit.
What's the number?
I mean, it's about even. It's 43, 40. Still, you're saying everyone's going to bet the Yankees.
I do
Bro,
think. I think that we have some sharp people in here, and
No.
everybody else is betting the Yankees.
Bro,
And
people bet
everybody's
based
gonna
on-
wake up in the morning and be like, "Oh my God, the Yankees at plus money with the torpedo bat. Let's go!"
people bet based off the starting pitcher.
People also love to bet the Yankees.
Yeah.
Pirates, Rays, and Tampa. Good thing I didn't bet this one.
Me too.
Pirates got their shit slapped. What was the final score of this game? 6-1.
Yeah.
Why isn't the
I
poll?
don't even know who's pitching for Harrington. Jesus, never heard of him.
Yeah, this line, I don't even know if they're positive who's pitching because this line was slow.
Yes.
This line was slow to open. I was getting the graphics ready for the stream about 30 minutes before, and the line wasn't even open. It just opened like at the end. So I would imagine you guys don't have much to say about this one.
Yeah, I do like Baz, but I don't know what the price is and whatnot. It's not something that I'm trying to get involved with. But yeah, Baz is a guy looking forward that we could probably bet on and be safe. But I don't know what the. I mean, at 150, that seems really freaking cheap, to be dead honest with you guys. Let me see what this first 5
It's a
is. Really
bullpen day.
quick. Yeah, let me. We'll talk about this again on the show tomorrow. But it's probably a Tampa Bay first 5 bet if we can get it. -1 or minus half a run for -120ish. That'd probably be a bet for me.
Let's just move on to the
Yeah,
next
if
game.
it's a bullpen day, I'll just take Rays over.
Yeah, but bullpen days have been weirdly effective recently. There's no second not time through the order. I kind of like bullpen days.
There's that, but the Pirates bullpen is ass. So
is the Rays lineup.
They're less ass than the freaking Pirates bullpen.
There's levels to ass.
There's levels to this ass shit.
Shout out Bowden Francis.
Who didn't hit his K prop, by the way? So
He didn't.
Well,
hold on. I had Blue Jays money line, so I don't care about Bowden Francis K prop. Yeah, I did. That's not anything new.
What'd you get that at, Mike? -160. You sharp.
I think it was -170 on the show when I took it. I didn't bet it. That being said, I think the move here is to go right back to the well. No one's going to want to bet Berrios.
I would agree with that. Trevor, I don't know if you have anything. The only thing that's kind of holding me off is that it's your boy, dude. And your boy, Trevor Williams, always treats us well, man. That's where my head's at. And you know it, and you can't say a bad word about him either.
Nah, I love Trev. Love Trevor
and
Williams.
He finished the year really strong. Obviously, he started late because he had an injury at the beginning of the year. But I do 100% agree with you that I do think that Berrios bounces back. I think that people are going to want to fade him as well.
You know what?
So.
What about an under? 8.5's a pretty high total. I think Trevor Williams can pitch all right. What about an under?
I was actually going to say first 5 under. I don't want to deal with these bullpens, but at 4.5, I think that's definitely a look. So you can put up first 5 under 4.5 for me. I might even play Toronto minus first 5 run line, but yeah, first 5 under for me.
Trev?
Yeah, I like the Nets first 5 plus a half. I didn't want to get the bullpens involved. I like Trevor Williams. This lineup's only 2 of 15, small sample size, but they haven't hit him well. Toronto versus righties this year, 91 weighted runs, 22% strikeout rate, up 109 ISO. Small sample size to be taken, versus righties and lefty splits. But Nats have been all right. They've been hitting. They've just been playing the friggin' Phillies and getting smoked. So, and Francis today. I know Berrios is probably going to bounce back, but I think Williams can hang in this game, and I think the Nats can do a little something, 1-1, 2-2 tie or something, going into the 6th inning. And I don't want to dabble with this Nats bullpen. No, thank you. I'm not built for that. So give me first 5 and that's it.
All right, let's move on to the next one.
See this, Trevor? I'm going to make a note on the list. It's going to be 25 of the times that you play that bet, just to prove to you a point. And it's going to be in about
we don't have to. We could literally look at the data. You don't have to pick out a notebook.
No, we're not doing this. We're not talking about this right now. You're making a point that if you play every single one, that's not the point that I'm making. I'm saying you have to use your handicapping skills. Use your skills and the ones that you think are going to hit.
It sounded like he did in that instance.
I know, and I'm going to keep track so I can show him how much money he'll be up if he never takes a half a run.
And what if he'd be down?
Then it would be the first time I've ever lost this bet in my life.
Oh my God, you didn't? You lost it when we had the argument last year.
That's not the bet that I made.
How many times were they tied after the 5 though? And then you're like, damn, I wish I would have just bet the half.
Never.
Oh my God, it happens all the time. Royals, Brewers. These odds are off on the screen. Let me correct that real quick.
I'll say it's still cheap for the Royals.
The Brewers are. It's currently. It looks like it's around a pick 'em right now.
Mm-hmm. He's shot. Yeah. I think you can still get Kansas City for plus money on FanDuel if you hurry.
Is that what you want?
You can put that up for me. Yeah. I'm not. I'm not going to pretend like I know Chad Patrick very well. But I don't really think that Michael Lorenzen's that bad. I think that he's an average pitcher that can give you 4 or 5 innings of 2 or 3 run baseball, and that should be enough to keep them in this game. So until the Brewers show me something, there's not a chance in hell that I back them, even at a pick 'em. So I don't understand how they're minus 120 favorites. Unless I'm missing something with this Chad Patrick kid. But again, there is no reason for me to bet on the Brewers, especially laying juice.
Trev?
Yeah, Brewers bullpen is pretty taxed too. They got no help today from their guys. They've been used to. So this is just a rinse and repeat. Royals money line and the over. I think the Royals are probably going to put up 6-7 runs. Brewers need to scratch across 2, at least 3, no problem. But I will not be fading my Brewers. I will be listening depressed at work tomorrow. Or no, this is a night game. Thank God I don't have to be around people while I watch this game.
I think this is a spot you play the Brewers.
You're crazy, dude.
This is supposed to be a good team. Michael Lorenzen making a road start at a pick 'em. This is, there's a lot of overreacting going on right now. Where all jokes aside, I like talking shit about the Brewers, but we're pricing the Brewers as a 60-win team now because of.
Well,
Have you seen
I
what they've
think,
been
well,
doing?
they're playing. If we're
Right,
gonna
I'm
talk
saying
about
you're
that,
overreacting to a
they're
few
playing
games.
They're playing a team that's playing like they're in first place, or a team that should be priced like they're in first place, or a
Overreacting.
first. Okay, well, I'm just saying that there's two sides to that too. So at some point, Milwaukee has to pitch and hold somebody under 10 runs. So
I need to see that first before I would ever back
yeah,
them.
that's all. I'm not trying to overreact. I'm just not trying to catch a falling knife. That's and lay minus 20 to 120 to do it.
They'll figure it out eventually, and they'll be like the hottest team in baseball for a week and a half or so. But until then, no, thank you. I want no part of this.
I think that you bet on the Brewers on this spot.
Dude, what they did today on Euchre Day of all days? No.
On Euchre Day? How many Euchre days is there? There
Yeah,
was Euchre Day when they played
The entire
Yankees, too.
season, but today was opening day, Euchre Day.
Oh, got it.
Disgusting.
Sooner or later, they're going to get one on Euchre Day. I promise you, Brewers fans.
Tomorrow is also Euchre Day.
The whole season's Euchre Day.
Minnesota on the road against the White Sox here, a red-hot White Sox team.
Just knocking things down to get to those 54 wins for me. These boys.
They're almost halfway already.
They're almost there, bro. I'm loving life right now.
Dude, Toast, remember, we sold our stock on Woods Richardson about 2/3 of the way through last season.
Oh, yeah. I got
I don't see why there's not at least a discussion to consider going right back to the White Sox here.
I don't know if I actually bet them because Shane Smith's never pitched in the big leagues before, so really hard to gather what you're going to get from him. But not only is SWR kind of fell off towards the end of the season, keep in mind he was never going late into games. I mean, he was going max maybe 5 innings. I mean, 5 innings for him was full innings was a stretch. It was usually like 4 1/3, 4 2/3, something like that. So he also didn't really look great in his 3 starts against this White Sox team last year either. So what was it? 12 total innings, 7 runs on 25 hits or 21 hits or something of that nature. Like, it just really wasn't impressive. So you're going to get, let's just call it 4, maybe 5 innings of SWR, and then you're going to get guys like Danny Colombo and Jose Alcara and Justin Topa. I mean, I'm just not seeing it. So again, the White Sox are still a bad baseball team. There's no question in my mind about that. But still, like, are you really going to lay minus 170 with the Twins? Like, should they win? I guess maybe, but not. I mean, no, they shouldn't actually. So it's only White Sox for me.
Agreed. Trev?
Yeah, White Sox in the over again. I know the wind's blowing in pretty heavy, but, Woods Richardson, I'm not high on him either. White Sox are apparently the best team in baseball right now, and the Twins are the worst. Like, roles are kind of reversed with these two teams right now. Laying 170 with the Twins is fucking ridiculous. White Sox in the over.
The Twins and the Brewers are the 2 rough start teams.
Dude, we're on a race to see who's the biggest ass in baseball.
Well, I mean, keep in mind the Mets were 0-5 last year. Went to the NLCS. Like,
The Cubs have 16. God damn it!
Yeah, they've been fucking them up.
I knew I should have bet that shit.
let's
Them
talk.
and the red.
Let's talk Halos ball.
Dumb. Still made money, but
Yeah. Liberator. Liberator had some stark home away splits. Not really last year, the year before that, where he only had it was kind of crazy. So he only had made 3 starts at home, but they were all excellent, and he made 9 road starts, and they were awful. So his home and road splits are crazy.
He also has crazy left-right splits too. Like, he's dominant versus left-handed bats, and right-handed bats are absolutely just slaughter this dude. So that's another thing. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bats that are right-handed in the Angels lineup. Angels team total over. Hold on, let me get the current number. Sorry, Trevor, go ahead. I'll get the current number for Zoss.
Yeah, I like the Angels money line here. Kyle Hendricks kind of has his way with the Cardinals. Over
minus
over
130.
history. There you go. Yeah, over time here, Hendricks has looked pretty good. I don't want to do anything with Liberatore. No, thank you. Cardinals blew it today. Angels looked like ass. They still found a way to win. If they can hit even a little bit better tomorrow, I think they get this done. So I'll take the Angels on the money line.
I think you guys are kind of crazy with this one. I think you play back on the Cardinals now. The Cardinals look good. Earlier today, that was the sell high spot on the Cardinals with Michaelis on the mound against a lefty that we think has a chance to be pretty good this year. Now you play back on the Cardinals. Kyle Hendricks. Yeah, I might bet this. This is when you play back on the Cardinals.
Well,
I knew the Cardinals were cooked when I got 136 yesterday and it closed like 165. I knew. Fucked.
I know. I told you on this show that you were cooked with that bet.
Yeah, whatever. You got lucky.
I might play on the Cardinals tomorrow.
And to Kyle's point, that's why I played the team total. I wanted nothing to do with Kyle Hendricks.
Kyle Hendricks is gonna get rocked, bro. He sucks.
He's got good numbers versus the Cardinals,
dude.
Yo, he does. There's always the team.
Bro,
you got to when
you're looking at Kyle Hendricks' numbers, you have to keep in mind that so many of his starts are in windy ass, shitty Wrigley, where like even the worst pitchers can have good games. He's gonna get crushed
in St. Louis. In St. Louis, I'm not taking into account the Wrigley Field ones because those ones are always fucked.
He's gonna get fucking crushed, bro.
All right.
All right. Trevor, what do you think about Giants Astros?
Logan Webb on the road. Not really a big fan. Hayden Wesneski, not really a big fan either. I like the over. I just haven't been. I was not a big fan of.
And you're a Cubs guy too. Oh, you're a Brewers guy. That's why you hate
no, I'm not.
Okay, that's why you hate it.
So maybe there's a tad bit of bias. I guess you could argue that. But just not a big fan of his. Logan Webb on the road too. No, thank you. Kind of like the over. I don't think Houston can look as bad as they did. And the Giants, maybe they found a little something here today in Houston. And if Houston shows up even a little bit with their offense yesterday, they get it done. So I think we see some runs here. In Houston, Logan Webb on the road. No thanks. Hayden Wesneski also going to give up some runs. So let's go see some runs here.
I don't hate that over, Toast.
I don't hate it, but there's no chance I would play the over with this Astros team right now. Giants money line for me. Still feel that Jordan Hicks is terrible, and I will not back off that for a while. But we'll see. We'll go to war with that a little bit later. I didn't realize how bad the Astros were hitting the baseball. I said on the show that I know that they were bad versus right-handed pitching and yada, yada, yada. I wasn't too worried about it, but they're so bad. And even with Yordan, I mean, he's really like literally the only guy on this team with an 800 OPS or better versus right-handed pitching. I think Christian Walker may just be over it just a little bit, but I mean, it's really, really bad. And for me, it's really hard to trust this team at all. Do I like Hayden Wesneski? Yes, I think that he's one of these better talents in the league, and now he's going to finally get a chance to start all the time until all these guys get back from injury for the Astros. Wesneski's been pretty solid the last 3 years, give or take. I mean, 2023 was a little bit of a blip, but in 2022, 2024, he's been really good. So again, I actually lean towards the under. I think that Logan Webb should pitch fine against a whole bunch of Houston Astros that absolutely can't hit at all. And honestly, let me double check here as far as the bullpen situation goes, but as long as the Giants didn't use their main arms in the bullpen, they should have a huge advantage. So Trevor, you can go while I look that up. But
all right. I disagree strongly. I think you sound overreacting again. Okay, we think the Astros lineup is terrible now.
They've been terrible against right-handed pitching for 2 years.
He does have a little bit of a point, but still, it's Logan Webb on the road.
I think Astros are going to win this game. Giants suck, dude.
See, and that's where, I don't know if they do, though. That's another thing. If they just get, again, do I count on Wilmer Flores to keep on hitting bombs? No. But, the top of that lineup really isn't. They're just different, and they find ways to win games. It just really reminds me of a Giants team that they just figure out ways to win. Lamont Wade, Willie Adames, Young-Hoo Lee, Chapman, and Ramos. There's power and speed there. I don't know. I'm starting to kind of like this Giants team. We'll see what happens. But again, I don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be. And I actually think that their bullpen is actually a lot better than I think I gave them credit for with Ryan Walker now that he's back. I know that he was injured for a little bit, but if Duvall is back to what Duvall the Duvall that we all know and love. Between Rogers, Duvall, and Walker, that's as good as a 1-2-3 is. I mean, that's a very, very good 1-2-3 So, I think I was a little bit down on the Giants when I should have been a little bit higher on them.
Okay, you want to talk about how the Giants haven't. I mean, the Astros have struggled against right-handed pitching for 2 years, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The Giants are literally synonymous with struggling against right-handed pitching.
Yep. And right now, as this lineups are constructed, team OPS 518 versus right-handed pitching for Houston.
It's been
652 versus 650. No, this is from last year, and this year combined, it's not even close.
Last year they did not have a 580 OPS against righties.
The batters in this lineup, you take away Tucker, you take away Bregman, you don't get credit for guys that aren't there no more. I'm taking the lineup that is currently constructed, can't hit right-handed pitching to save their life.
Overreaction, Astros money line. Next up, Cleveland. Cleveland on the road against San Diego. Michael King getting a home start here, -161. Padres starting to get a little pricey, understandably so. They've won a lot of baseball games. Logan Allen. Wow, Logan Allen. What are your
Logan Allen?
Yeah, Trevor, you think Logan Allen could go on here and pitch well against the Friars?
Yeah, I really don't think he has a chance. I like the Padres. I'll run 1.5, take the team total over, whatever. I think Michael King bounces back and deals. It wasn't like he was getting rocked last game. He's just, balls were getting through the infield and they scored runs. It is what it was. Like he had a 55% ground ball rate and like a 32% hard hit rate or something like that. Like, he wasn't getting like mowed down. It was just unlucky. So I think he bounces back here. I think the defense shows up a little bit too. And I have no faith in Logan Allen. I know the Padres have been, it's a small sample size, under average or below average, but it's a 49 bad sample size. They'll be fine, especially against Logan Allen on the road here. So let's go Padres, team total over in the run line. This is going to be like 6-1.
Kind of tough to argue with that, honestly. Is the Guardians lineup healthy right now, Toast?
Yeah, with J-Ram back. I know that Manzardo got hit tonight. I don't know if
he didn't play. He didn't play.
Oh, he didn't? Then who's the big goofy guy? I wasn't paying attention. I had 3 games on, but somebody got hit. I need to go look at that now. I sound like an idiot, but
no, hold on. Let me just make sure. Oh no, I'm sorry. He did get 2 at bats. So he had on my fantasy team. He had an X next to him. I thought that meant he didn't play. I guess he did play.
Well, I was going to say maybe I was right then. Then maybe.
Oh no! You know what? I think he's been ruled out for tomorrow. That's what the X was. I was probably
got it. Okay, perfect. Okay, so then no, just because Manzardo's. I mean, he's their 3-hole hitter. I mean, he's supposed to be pretty damn good with them. I guess you can put up the Padres for me. I just don't really like laying this number. I just feel like this is a really big number, and Logan Allen's bad. Like I'm not trying to go to bat for Logan Allen or make a case for that or anything like that. But Michael King was way better on the road last year than he was at Petco. So maybe there's just something about him pitching in Petco that I just don't really love. But just a little bit too much. And I also do honestly believe that they're going to lose a game sooner or later. I think after tonight, it's going to be the first time they've ever started 5-0. So it would be so San Diego to get throttled tomorrow as a huge favorite. So you can put San Diego up for me, but I probably I know I won't bet it.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm not even putting anything up. I won't bet Logan Allen in this.
No. I tried to get there, but because
I'm sure Logan Allen has some stinky splits. It was like, I can't remember what it was, but I think there was a spot where I played on Logan Allen and won like a big bet, like a plus 140 bet or something against the Yankees. I think it was. So I know that there's a combination of splits where you can play on Logan Allen. I just can't think of it.
Dude, I don't know what. I mean, at home he was pretty decent at home, but I mean, dude, right-handed pitching or right-handed batters in just over 300 at bats had a 167 OPS plus against him. I mean, it's so.
He had a 6.39 home ERA and a 5.20 road ERA last year.
I mean, it's just bad. The only issue, I will say this though, like Arise isn't really doing anything, so like I don't know. Go ahead.
All right, big game here. For those of you that don't know Casey Mize, so he was the first overall pick in the MLB draft, probably 5-6 years ago now, something like that. He had 2 season-ending injuries since being called up to the bigs. So the Tigers actually called him up probably like 3-4 years ago now, but he's yet to really log a full season because he got 2 season-ending injuries. So
the one season that he did have, though, where he made a whole bunch of starts in 2021, very good.
yes, he has shown signs of living up to the hype. He, like I said, he was the number 1 overall pick in the MLB draft, Casey Mize. And, I mean, with Jackson Jobe and Casey Mize and Scooble, the Tigers have what could be one of the best rotations in baseball in the next couple of years. The question is, do we still believe in Casey Mize? Have we seen enough to label him a bust?
Sorry. No, he's not a bust. Absolutely not. No question.
Do you play on him here? I mean, I still think 7's super high for this. If you like Casey Mize, how is this getting to 7 runs? It's going to be 0-0 after 5 innings.
Can't argue that. No question about that. I don't hate that. I think that also in that same breath, though, if you trust Casey Mize enough to play an under 7, you have to play on the Tigers.
It's not big enough for a sentence like that, because I understand what you just said, but if it was like plus 165 maybe, plus 136 is not that juicy of a payout.
I know, but I think that the Mariners are that bad that when they're commanding this price, even with Logan Gilbert, I mean, this team just can't hit, dude. Like I understand that they win these type of games at home and yada yada yada, but I was really impressed with what I saw from Detroit in Los Angeles, and I made Detroit one of my top plays today, and it was one of the easiest it was a super easy winner. So do I expect them to absolutely kill Logan Gilbert like they did Emerson Hancock? Absolutely not. But to say that Detroit hasn't been at least coming up and playing well in every opportunity they've had to is kind of crazy to me. I mean, keep in mind, they're barely losing these games, and they faced Blake Snell, Yamamoto, Roki Sasaki, and then Emerson Hancock, not to mention how good we all know that Dodgers bullpen is one of the best in the league. So I just don't know what they're going to see from Seattle, even though that Logan Gilbert's so good that they haven't already seen before, or somebody comparable to that and not play it. So it's only Detroit for me. I think their bullpen's been pitching extremely well as well. This number is just off to me. Again, I know that Logan Gilbert's been very good, but minus 162 with a team that can't hit and a total that's at 7 is just ridiculous to me.
Someone said just bet the Nerfy and get out of there. So I went and looked. Are ready for this price, Toast? I haven't looked at a Nerfy market in forever.
It's probably like minus 180.
No, it's minus 150. But what makes it interesting, the Yerfy is only plus 118. Like, you're heavy vigged on both sides. Those markets suck. Like, there's no value left in those markets, man. They are charging the shit out of you for that.
Yeah. There was a time, boys and girls, where almost every Yerfy was like minus 110 plus 100. Yeah. And it was a glorious season. I'm gonna tell you guys that.
I mean, these are vigged out the ass. They are. I mean,
dude, I haven't looked at a Yerfy and Nerfy in years, just because it's been ruined.
Yeah, there's no way. You can have the most intricate model of all time. There's no way you could tell me there's value in betting these markets.
No.
Trev, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm with you. I like the first 5 under 4. It's minus 125, so it's a little juicy. But I mean, these two just went nuts tonight. I have no faith in them backing it up. I mean, Detroit offense I have more faith in, but Logan Gilbert's a monster. And I know Javi Baez. I turned that game off after the second inning. My under was cooked, but Javi Baez under a half a hit against Logan Gilbert.
You're still not letting that go?
No, I will ride that all year. Baez under a half a hit. I was gonna look at Gilbert over outs, because that bullpen's been pretty used up today, but it's like minus 230 for over 17.5. So no, thank you. Yeah, I'll just take the first 5 under 4 and the Baez under half a hit. I think Gilbert deals tomorrow, and I don't have faith in Seattle's offense destroying Casey Mize.
It's kind of hard to argue with the first 5 under, that's for sure. I happen to agree with you there. Give me some wind. Give me some wind blowing in, and I might even bet that with you.
Oh, it's nice weather tomorrow too. For that too. Today the wind was blowing out like 5 miles an hour or something. It wasn't crazy, but still did. Yeah, tomorrow it's gonna be. Come on. I believe it's blowing in like pretty decent amount.
You'll have to see it.
Here we go.
I might even
Yeah,
bet
it's
that first 5.
blowing in 4 miles an hour. Not much.
I haven't placed the first 5 bet all year. That might be my first one. I might be down. I put 4 on the screen. Can you get 4?
For what?
That first 5 under. Can you get 4?
For the Mariners? Yeah, I'm staring at 4 right now.
No, I see it I see it 3.5. Or you know what?
Get offshore, bro. Get out of a legal state.
Man, the IRS is on my shit.
Caesars and BetMGM have 4 at -125 or something like that.
Yeah, you can get a 4. Trevor, let's do it.
Let's friggin' do it.
Bet 365. Let's see what I can get down on this.
Let's go.
Let me bet this. I'm not gonna let Trevor bet this first 5 under on his own.
We ride at the break of dawn, yo.
Oh no.
What'd you say? Oh no for? What?
No reason.
What's
Oh,
wrong?
what
not
is
here-
that? He's making a
I'm not
comeback.
here to gloat. I'm not here to gloat. Just a lot of people chirping. Another 2-unit day for me. No big deal. A lot of chirps though. Enjoy the chirps.
The Yankees and Diamondbacks just dropped to 8.
Chirp, 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 chirp.
All right. I bet it. First 5
What's the
under
weather
4.
like?
I got it at -120, Trev.
Must be
the weather?
nice. I got 125. Whatever. I'll take it.
That's what happens
I
when you don't play, Trev.
debated the 3.5 at plus money, or like even money, basically.
It's because of the
Debated.
weather in New York tomorrow is supposed to be shitty.
Someone said how long before everyone in the MLB is using a torpedo bet? That they've used it in years past. That's
Dude,
not.
I am so sick. I had to call into the radio station today just to set
bet
this
you did.
national radio station straight. It was such a joke. They're literally having conversations like they've no other team in the world ever had this bat. So I had to call in and let them know like the list of players who've used it this year, last year.
Yeah,
just
it's
an
not
absolute
new.
joke.
The only thing that's new about the torpedo bet is people talking about it. Like it's been used. It's not
Did you call
new.
it the Jim Rome or Dan Patrick?
No, I don't. Those are too big time for me. I like the smaller ones, like the
Too
Odd
big
Couple
time.
with Rob Parker, and I like to set his ass straight. You heard me, Rob.
He sees.
I don't
sees
think
you on
Rob
the phone
watches,
line and
bro.
he
No,
fucking
Rob knows
quivers.
exactly who I am when I call. I promise you that.
He knows who you are, like from this show.
Toast from Alaska, you don't forget that. I call him at least
Oh.
twice a week. I always get through. Guarantee it.
Toast from Alaska. Dude.
Oh God!
I
Toast
would
from
pay
Alaska,
somebody
yeah.
$1,000 for all the recordings of Toast calls into the radio. I might contact the station and be like, "Yo, you got your archives? I'll give you $1,000 to get me those so we can play them on a stream."
Thing. It's like they don't do their research and they sit there and talk on radio for hours. It just blows my mind.
Someone said I never heard of that shit until this year. No, I get that you haven't heard of it because no one like cared. But the only thing that's new this year is it's getting retweets. That's it.
No.
That's been done before.
The new things with these torpedo bats is they're corked. The Yankees just hit 15
No, they're
homers in a
not,
series, 3-game series. They're
Really?
corked.
They're not
Well,
corked.
Unfortunately for you, I think the Royals had corked bats too because they just did the same thing in Milwaukee.
They definitely
That-
did.
Brewers
I was
hitting
listening on the
bats.
radio at work. I didn't get my eyeballs on the game, but I knew they were corked. I knew they were corked.
Hopefully, you were listening to the Royals radio call.
See,
No.
now this is where things get a little fishy, because yesterday we have about this same price, right? In the game yesterday, actually I say yesterday, the game that's going on right now, we had about the same price with Ben Brown pitching. Now we get Justin Steele, and it's about the same. In fact, it's a little cheaper. Now I know Severino is on the mound for the Athletics, but what? Is there? I mean, I guess the gap between Estes and Severino is pretty significant, but I would also consider the gap between Justin Steele and Ben Brown to be considered as well. What am I missing here? Why is it
Justin-
cheaper with Steele?
Because Oakland's the play. That's why. I mean,
think you're
I
right.
honestly, I just don't. I agree with you 100%. I think that Justin Steele just kind of commands value with his name, but I don't get it. I don't get this line. I'm not trying to sit here and make a case that Severino is so much better than Justin Steele or anything of that nature, but he looked really good in Seattle. And yes, Seattle can't hit for shit. I will give you that. But he also looked really good last year for most of the year. He also started against this Cubs team last year twice, went 14 innings, had 15 strikeouts, only gave up a run. And again, he, like I said, it's not that he just pitched well in Seattle. He looked really good. His stuff looked really good. It was moving a lot. And you have Justin Steele, who has looked mediocre at best his first 2 starts, and a guy that kind of struggles on the road in his career as well. So I think this is a really good spot for Oakland, not to mention the fact that Oakland, I do think that has a pretty solid bullpen. They only used Leclerc today, and I think somebody else, the Murdoch, which is one of their lower arms. So you're still going to have Mason Miller. You're still going to have Ferguson available as well, and Sterner all rested. And matter of fact, McFarland hasn't pitched in 3 days, so he should be good to go as well. So you're going to have a bullpen in Oakland that's going to be ready to go, fresh off a loss in their new stadium. I think the Oakland's going to be the play. I'll be playing them. I just haven't.
I was just going to say, there's no reason to bet it yet. Pinnacle has this one shaded all the way to the Cubs. So if the sharper books have it shaded to the Cubs, that means the other ones are probably going to follow. Let's wait. Probably get a better number tomorrow in the morning. Trev?
Yeah, I like the A's money line. I like the over, the team total over too. Justin Steele loves giving up homers.
He loves
especially away from dude. He lives for. He wakes up in the morning and he's like, I'm going to give up 2 bottoms today, and he does. This is I like the A's total over. I like Lawrence Butler to do something too. He's been hitting the ball really well. He's got speed too. His bases, he could get there. And just again, it's Justin Steele on the road. He's not great, and I say this with no bias. No bias as a Brewers fan. He's not that great.
What do you? I disagree with your
He's
guys.
fallen off. He's fallen off a little bit. You have to admit the last few years he's fallen. Steele a little bit.
No, he's
Steele?
fine. You guys are crazy.
Not from what he was. He used to be lights out.
I think Steele's pretty good. I think this is a sneaky spot to fade the Cubs coming off a 15-run win with a suspiciously low price. I think it's just a sharp play on the A's. I don't think it's a fade of Steele. I like Steele.
That too, and in his career, his hard hit percentage goes up 5% on the road too. And we got an A's team that has swung the bat pretty well this year, to an extent. And it's only a 3.5 total. You're just getting Justin Steele's name put on here, and it's getting dropped down. So I like the A's, and I like the team total over. If maybe even Lawrence Butler or Rook Daddy to go yard.
All right, we're all on the A's there. Not Oakland. It's not Oakland anymore. Last game up, and then I have graphics set up for the Crown, but we're not going to do it. So last game up, the Braves. These prices are so crazy.
Again, but keep in mind, they lost Profar, who was very good.
Saying it should be
Profar.
They no. You're saying you're thinking I'm saying these prices are crazy the wrong way.
Oh, okay. I was just making.
How is it this close to a pick'em? Like they just had it plus 205, plus 205.
Because Chris Sale's name's on the.
He moves the line a whole freaking dollar. Are you crazy?
No, he does not.
He shouldn't, but I think that's the reason why this line's the way it is.
Not to mention, Dustin May's pretty good. I think he's got good stuff.
Very good.
That's what
He's
I'm saying.
He's also afraid of cats.
Are we even certain? Is he really afraid of cats?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
I don't know where I heard it, but I've heard this. I think they call him Elgato because he hates cats or something like that. I forget, but I know for a fact. For a fact he hates cats. There's a better joke that you could say, but I'm just not going to say it.
Oh my god!
Are we even 100% positive that Chris Sale is going to be a better starter than Dusty May this year? I don't even like Dusty May.
Dusty May is a basketball coach.
Oh yeah, they don't call him Dusty May.
No.
Well, I'm calling him Dusty May.
You call him
Are we even positive that Chris Sale is going to be the significantly better starter here this season? Yeah, he was last year, but you got to go Dodgers, right?
Yep.
Dodgers on the run line. Plus money.
Why is it so easy?
Because Chris Sale's name's on the sheet.
I don't really even worry about it. It's the Dodgers. I guess that maybe you can. I will be betting the Dodgers. It's not a question for me. Maybe because you might take out if Freddie Freeman doesn't play tomorrow. That could be a huge thing because Freddie Freeman has really, really good history against Chris Sale. But again, Teoscar Hernandez, Mookie Betts, Kike Hernandez, Shohei is still Shohei. All those guys have like 800 OPSs or better against him. It's not huge sample sizes, but it's good enough. And again, I don't know if Atlanta can score. So even if Chris Sale pitches well and he does his 5, maybe call it 6 innings, which might be a stretch, and then you're sitting there in that Atlanta bullpen where you're not going to get Iglesias unless it's a close situation, and you're looking at guys like De Los Santos and Hernandez and Dylan Lee and Aaron Bummer. So Aaron Bummer hasn't pitched bad this year, but again, these guys are going up against the Dodgers. So again, Chris Sale's name brings a lot of value, but this Dodgers team is something special. And even against left-handed pitching, their numbers really don't fall off. I mean, Tommy Edmonds' numbers go through the roof against left-handed pitching. Teoscar Hernandez's numbers go off the roof against left-handed pitching. Andy Pages's numbers, Will Smith's numbers. I mean, so there, even as a lefty, the Chris Sale doesn't even pose a threat to the Dodgers as far as I'm concerned. And like I said, if Freddie Freeman plays, that's an even more of a bonus as well. So it's only Dodgers, and more Dodgers. I don't really care.
All right, everyone, thanks for watching. Be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern time. Modi is going to come on and give us some home run bets. Obviously, yeah, we got Matt Modi coming on to give us the Dong report. Unreal, dude.
Dude, he is one of a kind. If you don't respect
he leans
Matt,
into that so hard.
Dude, the other day I gave him, he was on last week, and it was right before opening day, so I was giving him like a plug. I was like, guys, Matt Modi's got a channel. Check it out. He does home run reports, and he literally looked in the camera when I said that, and he goes, say it. Like, he was like, say it. And I was like, he goes, it's called the Dong report. And I was like, I wasn't going to say it. Yeah, Modi's a freak, bro. He's a freak. He was like, say it.
I like how he made his own hashtag, thanks, Matt. Like, that is just genius.
That's crazy. And then he calls, like, when he bets an NBA player that's like off the bench, like a lesser known player, like over 6.5 points or something like that, like one of the rotational players, he calls them nasty boys. It's like, I got another nasty boy. Dude, like, he's fucking crazy. It's Modi, man. So yeah, I'll see you guys all tomorrow, 4 p.m. I got an NBA video coming out. Give me about an hour, and I'll upload that. Everyone enjoy your night. I'm posting the league, so new league starting tomorrow.